Good morning, friends. This is Ramurthy from Hyderabad. Today we'll discuss broadly two things. One is importing the data, importing the data collected through AP Collect app from your respective mobiles, and now that is in API server, and we have downloaded that in the form of CSV, comma separated version, and that data will try to display in Quantum JS software.
कैमरा नागेशन साहब मेरा कैमरा
So this is a QGIS interface. People who are already familiar with GIS, any other GIS softwares, I think all the features are available in the Quantum JS, and similar to ArcGIS. So you have various tabs on this. This is a project related. This is edit and view, layer and settings, plugins, vector part and raster. So we have the facility to do vector operations and raster operations with raster data also. And one thing uh, I should tell in the beginning itself is the Quantum JS core module is different, and there are thousands of plugins are available on various these things, various applications. So this is a plugins tab. So you have to get suppose some things are not available, you go to the manage and install plugins, and there you have to search for plugin and install it. That will be added to the Quantum JS software. So this is a table of this is a layer panel, and here it is the display display panel, and these are the things to open various data sets, spatial data sets from this is a vector layer, this is a raster layer, and you have the comma separated text file, comma separated file. So if you want to open your text file, this is option. And so first we'll bring that CSV file. I think download. They have downloaded the data. No. So I'll show that download also. So this is your EpiCollect data in the server. So there are several data sets here collected by different people from different locations. So see, this is view of Jhula pool in Rishikesh. So some from Haridwar. So this is one thing is the table view from the server, you can view it, and second thing is you can view the data on the map also. Now see, there are several from several locations. From the north, it is 18 locations are there. So this is the data and the photographs taken by you. So one is the tabular view, another is the map view, and the third is download the data. So this tabular view and map view only, it is confined to your EpiCollect server only. So but if you want to download the data and use it for some other purpose, then you go to download option and download the data in the CSV format. So just press download.
Hey, that window is not coming.
Pardon? Yeah, this window is not coming up. Okay, just a minute.
If you share the window, this happens.
Share. So this is the EpiCollect server. Now I think it is visible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have a tabular view of your data, and another is a map view. So you can see view your data from map, and just click on that, and you will get whatever attributes you have populated. Those things can be seen in the window, your photograph, including your photographs. So this is as you are viewing the data in tabular format and map format in the Epic server itself. But for some purpose, if you want to download the data and view this data in and open in some other software, then you have to download the data from the server. The download option. So here you have some filters, selected data also you can download, or all the data also you can download. Lifetime or today's data, last 7 days, last 30 days. So this can customize also. You can select some particular also you can download, select and download. But I am downloading the lifetime data. This is entire data, and in the form of CSV. So select and download. Now, yeah, stop sharing and go to again IndiGeo. So this is the downloaded data. I think it is visible Excel file.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, visual.
Yeah, this is
Visual.
downloaded data from EpiCollect server. So you have all the attributes. This is first one. Is the first column is these are the column names. So you have ID generated from the EpiCollect server, created it and uploaded, date, etc., and title. And the most important is these coordinates, lat and longitude. So automatically from the GPS, your mobile GPS, XY coordinates, latitude and longitude. So this is a text file. So I'll close it now. Now again we'll go to Quantum.js. So having imported your data from EpiCollect server in the format of CSV, and there you have XY coordinates in the form of lat long and other attribute information. So these XY coordinates are crucial for plotting your points on the map, and all other attributes will be in the format of your attributes in your table. So we'll first bring that CSV file here. Now select that add delimited text layer. And get the file name where you have downloaded that CSV file. EpiCollect data and say OK. Open. Now it's a very important thing to remember is here the list of columns will be there. So what you have to select is longitude for X field and latitude for Y field. Please remember this is a very crucial one, and these are DMS, degree minute second coordinates. And the coordinate reference system is this is geographic coordinate system with WGS 84 data. And these are the things to be done in this window. One is getting the file. Second is selecting these point coordinates, selecting the columns for X field and Y field. For X field, it is longitude. For Y field, it is latitude. And say add. Close it. Oh, sorry. We haven't given the file name. Layer name we have not given. Just a minute. You have to give the layer name only. Layer name. Screen error. Longitude, latitude. Yeah. So these are the points. This is your text file. Now I am deleting this. Remove it. And here all the points as per the coordinates, XY coordinates, that is longitude and latitude. And those all the points are plotted here. Now I can identify each point separately. Suppose you take the identify feature button and just click on that. So all the attribute information is there. And your photographs are linked to that. Your photographs are residing the server. That server link is here. If you click that, you will get the photograph also. Click it. Then you can see the attribute information. So this is the attribute table. And here close up and long shot. This is the your photograph link, hyperlink to the server. And here you can add some more extra columns if you want. So you have to make it editable, and you can add some more data. If you want to add some more data, you can add extra columns also, and you can label it also. So title, That is the idea. I don't know. So any specific thing is there? So whatever attribute you have several attribute columns are there. So whichever label you want to display on the map, you can do it. And one more thing is, if you want to keep some backdrop map like OpenStreetMap or Google Map, so you need to download a plugin called Manage and Install Plugin. These are the plugins. Plugin called OpenLayers. This is one plugin, or Quick Map Service. Quick Map Services. So in my case, both the plugins are installed. If it is not available when you open QGIS in your system, you have to go to the Manage Plugins and install this. So once these plugins are installed, so you can go to the web. So both these plugins will be available under Web tab. So OpenLayers are Quick Map Services, and OpenStreetMaps and Standard Maps. Now see, so whatever data is collected, whether they are properly placed on the map or not, you can verify it. You can zoom. And one more thing, you can change the symbol also, symbol color, symbol size also. So I'll change it to symbol color, symbol size to 15, so that it will be visible. Yeah. Yeah, this is no. So this is all about downloading your Epicalc data and placing it in, bringing into Quantum JS. Sinasab, anything is to be added?
This is all right.
Okay.
If photographs can be viewed from here.
Photographs, yeah, photographs can also be viewed. You can identify these things. Yeah, which one is? Yeah, just a minute, I'll show. So we'll see the garden here, my garden.
It won't show. Your browser is not showing.
Achha, browser is not showing. Okay.
It's okay. It will open in the browser. That's all.
Yeah. Is it visible now?
No, you have to share this desktop, not your window. You have to share the screen, then only it will be visible.
No, I shared the screen.
No, it's not visible.
Anyway, it's not opening. I don't know. But anyway, so if you click that, you will get the photograph also. And if you want to add some more columns, I think that will show it while displaying in the features.
And there is another way to show these photographs through the map tips.
Okay.
You have to enable that map tips. Go to view menu.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just tell you. Enable the map tips.
Map.
Just below that. Below. Just go down. Little.
Yeah, here.
Just enable it. Just click it.
Okay.
And then go to layer properties. Layer properties. Double click on the layer. And go to display. There is a display option is there. Next.
Yeah.
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 Apply.
No. Here you have to go to that
Change the display.
display name to close up.
Yeah.
And come down here. This pull down. There is the next pull down is there. No, insert. Acha, you have to add a HTML tip, HTML map tip. You just go to that body, type less than. You have to give an HTML tip, HTML tag, src equal to
Okay.
img. Now come down below this pull down. In this same dialog box, there is an pull down is there, no? There is a box down there. Insert just before, yeah. And select that close up. And go to that insert. Click that insert here on the right side of that here.
Yeah.
Insert.
Okay.
Here. And now close that. Put the cursor. Close that tag. Slash. Yeah. Slash. And greater than. Now apply. Apply.
Oh, applied already.
Okay. Now take it near the point. It will take a few seconds because it has to download from that site.
Yeah.
When you take it to over the point, you will get the map photograph.
Yeah, it's taking time.
It has to come from the net. Once it fetches, it will show immediately.
Along with other bits also, or only?
No, only the photograph.
Only the photograph.
You just click.
I clicked it. It's taking time, I think. Same thing it is.
It is showing something. Anyway, this is the way, another way to get photograph in your map itself.
Okay. So, over to Sina sir.
Yes, I am here.
Thank you. Should I continue the registration part also?
You may continue because it is attached with your laptop.
Okay.
Yeah, please continue, Ramurthy.
Huh?
Please continue, Ramurthy.
Okay, done. So next part is so how to digitize features. So now I'll open only. So we'll open only the OpenStreetMaps in the backdrop, and we'll try to digitize point features, line features, and polygon features. So the objective of extracting features is you must have already seen the video. See, GIS is basically extracting the things based on the theme, various themes. See, you have all the things. You have a drainage here. You have lakes are there, and green that is forest cover is there. Everything is there, but you cannot attach attribute information, all the attribute information to these features. So our purpose is to extract features in three types of geometries: point, line, and polygon, and tag some attribute information, textual information to each feature. So we can digitize points. We can for some locations of villages or some health centers or your offices, all those things. And lines in the form of for drainage and rivers, drainage, road network, railway network. Those things are for line features. And if it is some area related, then it is a polygon. So you take any type of feature. If you want to draw on a map, then so that will be in the either in the form of point or line or polygon, and it all depends on the scale of the map. A point can be a polygon can be a point, depending upon the scale. At a very large scale, like if you are confined to your campus, you want to do the campus mapping, then the campus that will be a polygon. But if you are doing a project of entire J&K, then your campus will be a point. So zero area is a point, and if it is polygon has a you can calculate the areas. For point, this is zero area, and for polygons you get area and perimeter, whereas the line it is at distance, length. So first we'll zoom to some area. Yeah, this is a wonderful place. We have been to this place several times during our training period. Okay, well, yeah. So we'll digitize lakes as polygons, roads as line features, and some of these locations, villages as point features. And now how to create a empty layer. First go to layer, create a layer, create a shapefile. Shapefile is a file format. This is a proprietary file format of proprietary software ArcGIS of Esri. And you go to your folder location where you want to discharge these points. And this is place or locations. Save it. So this is the place name. And after that, geometry is a point shapefile, point geometry. And same coordinate reference system as, because the OpenStreetMaps, it has a coordinate reference system as geographic coordinate system with the WS84. And I am taking same georeference system for this. And after that, so when you create a shapefile, new layer, you will automatically get a column called ID. So it is system generated column. And subsequent to that, if you want to add some more column data, then you have to add. Now in this case, this is a place, so place name. Place name is the title of the column, and which will be textual data. So select text, and length of the text maximum 50. That is your width of the text. So depending upon the village names or the names you are going to insert, so you have to define the length of the field. So add to the text field. So what else? Similarly, you can add some more information from the new field. ID number, ID it's already there. Okay, so we'll confine to only one place name. We'll give it and say okay. So this is a blank one. Nothing is there. And now I'm going to discharge it. OSM standard map is my background map, and the features to be discharged under this is locations. And you have to make it editable. Select that particular layer and edit. So this is a toggle. You can edit and unedit. So you can enable and disable. So once, since it is a point feature, point shapefile, point related tools will be available here. Now I'll add a point. This place is called Zakura. I don't know, I may be wrong in some spellings. Yeah, it's ID is 1 and place name is Zakura. And say okay. One point is added. And one more point here, I'm adding one more point here. This is Saura.
For more than,
Live streaming is on.
just wait. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So next point I am taking, one more point I am adding, it is a Saura. This is 2. Place name is Saura. And third point, Lal Bazar. And say okay. Now see the attribute information, whether you are getting attribute information or not. Yeah. Saura I digitized twice. So Jakura, Saura, and Lal Bazar. 4 points are added. So I can delete one. Yeah. Then after that, stop editing. You save it and stop editing. So this is for points. Next is okay. Next is the digitizing the lines. So we'll digitize a couple of roads here. Same process. Go to the layer, create a layer, create new shapefile, and here road. And here geometry type is line, and the CRS is same CRS, and name of the field is road name, text field, and add to the text list. So one more thing what we can add for this, because some dimension is there, so we can add a length of the road. And the length is in a whole number or decimal. We'll make it as a decimal and add to the list and say okay. Now I'll digitize a few roads here and select the particular layer to be digitized, and after that make it editable. The features now it has changed. Earlier it is a point, now it is a add line feature. So select this one and just go on clicking along the road. It's not very accurate, but when you do it, please do it with precision. Right click it. This is one. Road name is Sumba. I am taking a Sumba road. Sumbal road. Sumbal road. Length I am not putting it here because I don't know the length. I will calculate and populate this field later. I'll show you how to do it and say okay. One more road is, we'll add one more road. Road. This is Mugund. Now select, go to the attribute table whether two roads are added or not. You two roads are added, some Sumbal Road and Mugund Road. So we'll calculate the length of the these things. Calculate geometry. Go to the calculate geometry and calculate length, and that will be populated in length field. So you have several fields: ID, road name, and road name, ID, and length. So I am selecting the length field, in which it calculates the length of the field in the units selected by us, that is meters, kilometers, feet, etc. Now I am selecting it in meters and say OK. And yeah. So first one is around 10 kilometers, 10.890, and second is 3.412 kilometers. So this length can also be calculated automatically. So you need not measure the things. Next is the polygon features we'll discuss. So next is the same process. We'll create a layer, new shapefiles, and here I'm going to discuss the features lakes, and the geometry is polygon. Coordinate system is that is 4326. Geographic coordinate system is WS84, and here lake name, add to the field. So here, since it's the area, we'll calculate the area, and that is in decimal field, add to the list. One more we can do it, what we can do is perimeter also we can calculate perimeter. That is also decimal number, add to the field list and say OK. Now select the layer to be distressed, that is lakes, and make it editable. Then the features are, now it's a totally different, the tools are different. Now this is adding a new polygon. Now I am distressing a Dal Lake. some problem with this. I will create one more feature. Layer, create layer, new shapefiles. Let's do polygon, and this is a lake name. Add to the field list. Area, text field, add to the field list, and perimeter. Again decimal number and add to the field list and say OK. Now select this one and make it editable and add this tool. I think there is some issue with the software. One, and here it is lake. So these other two fields will calculate with the calculate geometry option and say OK. And one more lake here is here. This is 2. This is Noggin Lake. And say OK. So I'll save it and again reload the things. Save it and stop editing. I'll start the I'll start a new session and add features, all the 3 features which we had discussed just now. History shapefile. Okay. So you can select all the things and just add it. Roads are at different locations and here so now go to web and open less. So standard. So this is how you have to discharge, extract features from whatever map you have. If you have another maybe agriculture map or some other map, you have to scan it and georeference and put the thing in the backdrop and discharge like what we have done just now. And so you can display the names. Achha, one more thing is we have to calculate the areas for this. So lakes. Calculate geometry. Area for area field. Yeah, we'll add one more field. Open attribute table. This you can add. I'm adding one more field here. Area. decimal and say okay. Add one more field for perimeter also. Again, it is a decimal number and say okay. And say okay. Calculate geometry, area, field and area and square meters, say okay. And one more this thing, calculate geometry, this time we'll take it as a perimeter and perimeter field and say okay. So area and perimeter are automatically calculated. So the accuracy of your area is it all depends on how accurately you distinguish the features. So that's why while distinguishing you have to be very careful, because all other things depend on your proper distinction. So for if you want to calculate the same thing physically, it takes maybe days. But if you can distinguish properly and with using GIS software, you can calculate it in minutes. So that is the beauty of technology. And you can I'll display the names. And similarly, so thank you very much. Sinha Sahab, if you want to add some more points, Sinha, Mr. Nageshwaran, please add. Thank you very much.
I want to
Please summarize.
supplement some of the points.
Right, sir.
That is why we are on the GIS. Because this is a map handling tool and it handles map. But what is map? If someone asks to us, okay, what is map? So one can explain that it is a small scale symbolized representation of 3D objects or 3D geographic phenomena on the surface of the earth is map. So if it is recording the geographic phenomena, what are the different types of phenomena on the surface of the earth? So one is a continuous phenomena, other is a discrete phenomena. Continuous phenomena, what is the type of a continuous phenomena? Temperature of a locality is a continuous phenomena. It go on changing from one meter to another meter. It may change. So it is a continuous. And other type of a phenomena is discrete phenomena. So discrete phenomena, we capture such data which is discrete, which is marked by point. Point discreteness is there. It is spotted at a point, so it is discrete. It has a path, then it is a discrete. Left side, right side is different thing. This line is the discrete line. Similarly, boundary is there for area. So boundary make it discrete. So discrete phenomena is captured in vector model. So here the exercise what is shown to you was on the vector model, and we are trying to capture the discrete phenomena or features, so which can be captured only in point, line, or polygons. Some of the points I wanted to share you, that is GIS specific, and other software may not require it, but in GIS you have to follow this methodology only. You have to digitize the feature geometry. Feature is represented by some geometry. It may be point, line, or polygon. So you have to digitize features geometry only, not it's a symbol. In some of the map, road may be shown by double line. That is symbology of a road. But the feature is one. That is one geometry. That is line. So you have to digitize the line geometry of the feature road. Similarly, if and beside that, one more concept is there. That is theme. What is the theme? The theme will have a feature, and feature will have geometry. So per theme, per feature, per geometry, you have to digitize in that concept, one layer. Means if you decided that water body has to be captured in vector GIS, what does it mean? So water body may be a lake, like Dal Lake. It's supplying streams to Dal Lake, and stream member will be line feature, Dal Lake will be polygon feature, and around these bodies of water, other body may be wells, fetching water from ground resources. So that well will be point. So theme is water body, but you have 3 different layers. So you have to take that in mind. Then in exercise session, you install plugin OpenStreetMap. Import these plugins install into your system, and bring this scene of Srinagar or Dal Lake surroundings, and digitize at least one line feature, one point feature, and one polygon feature, and attribute them. Calculate the geometry fields, say length, area, and perimeter like things. So here you will appreciate that screen is feeding to table the coordinate values. Earlier, what you did in that exercise earlier, what is that software? EP Collect, right? So in EP Collect, what you have done, you have field work, and whatever data is generated, that was generated in a form of table. Table was feeding data to the device, display device, which is Cartesian space. Now you are doing some exercise on Cartesian space, that is display device, and that exercise is populating a table and managed by the GIS manager for the software. So these points I wanted to convey to you, and do that exercise for your practicals. Thank you.
Sinha sir, There was one question by somebody. Is
Yeah.
asking what is the spatial resolution of the map which you are showing. Just
Yes, you
telling about.
answered.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
answered
yeah,
that, and
yeah, yeah.
yes, it is not. Yeah. So I was telling geographic phenomena. Phenomena may be of two types. One is field type, and other is feature type. Field is those phenomena like that of temperature, rainfall. These are phenomena. It is continuous, changing from one place to another place. It has no boundary. Say temperature has no boundary. So how you will be depicting it? It is not a discrete one. So this type of work is carried out in rasters. What is raster? Or this is called tessellation of space. Space is segmented into pieces. Pieces. It may be triangular pieces. It may be rectangular pieces. It may be hexagonal pieces. Beehive. What is beehive? Beehive is a tessellation of space where bee resides. So it makes the bee makes a tessellated space for their living. Okay, so that approach is there with computer graphics also. So tessellation, if tessellation is of square shape, which is called pixels, your space is segmented in rows and columns of pixels, then it is called rasters. So majority of the imageries come in tessellated space, and then come the picture of a resolution. What does one pixel length is the resolution of the map. Say nowadays a very small resolution, very detailed resolution maps are available. Below 1 meter means 1 pixel has a dimension of even below 1 meter. Am I clear? And
Yes.
other.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's clear to the people. And one request to the trainees, please watch the videos which have been uploaded. There are many concepts are cleared in that, because we cannot always say everything in this class unless you are having some doubt. So my request is to for you to watch all the videos which we have uploaded, and then come out, try them yourself. In one of the videos we have given how to install QGIS and some basic concepts of that interface. So please watch all the videos and then try it yourself and come back with questions here, so that we can show it on screen and on hand. You can see the problems and you can solve them. And today's class is, I think, this much we have been planning, and tomorrow we'll be having the production of different types of maps from DEMs. So for that also we have videos. Please watch them. And hello, one request to the trainees, please watch the videos which we have uploaded in the playlist. Many of the concepts are clarified there. You watch them and try for yourself, and then come back with queries here. In one of the videos we have given how to install QGIS and some basic interface details. So please watch them. Please watch all the videos. And you cannot expect everything to be crammed in this 1 hour or half an hour class. So watch the videos and come back with queries here. And I think that's all for today. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Chinna sir, Rambuti sir,
sir.
let us close today.
Yeah.
Anything else to be told?
If any question is there,
Bye for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
uh,